in the early hours of the day, an unexpected conversation began circulating among people close to Newcastle. Something brief, discreet, yet weighty enough to make any supporter raise an eyebrow. It didn't come from club officials, nor from the press, and it certainly didn't appear in headlines, but those who heard it insist a major change is approaching, the kind that gives no warning and can genuinely reshape the club's plans. As the hours passed, that feeling grew stronger, spreading curiosity among supporters who follow Newcastle's every move with almost obsessive attention. There are moments in football when something big announces itself without saying a word, and it was exactly that sort of signal hanging over the city. And if you're someone who never misses a new development, it's worth subscribing to the channel so you don't miss the behind-the-scenes stories that tend to surface when no one expects them. Sometimes, everything starts with these tiny clues. With every small rumor that emerged, the atmosphere seemed to become heavier. It was as though a door was about to open to something nobody could yet see clearly. Supporters, used to twists ranging from the unexpected to the epic, tried to understand whether this was just collective imagination or a silent announcement of something too significant to ignore. And the more the day progressed, the more this mystery seemed to take shape. Tyneside has lived through moments like this before, but this time there was something deeper in the air. The unease among supporters grew, accompanied by a sense of expectation that couldn't be ignored. It felt as though a key piece had been moved quietly on the club's financial board, and whenever that happens, we know something big is approaching. If you don't follow the channel regularly, this is a great moment to subscribe and make sure nothing slips by. It was only when the first concrete pieces of information appeared that the picture began to clear. Through financial analysis, detailed reports, and expert commentary, one topic began to dominate the conversation: a crucial vote involving the PSR, the system that regulates Premier League club spending. At first glance, it seemed too technical, but it carried the potential to completely transform Newcastle's reality, and only now is its true impact being widely understood. For many, Newcastle is seen as a sleeping giant with almost unlimited resources on paper. Since the arrival of the PIF in 2021, the club has become one of the richest in the world, capable of competing for major signings and infrastructure investments worthy of global powerhouses. However, in practice, PSR rules acted like invisible chains, preventing the club from using its full potential. That frustration became clear across recent seasons, when ambitious targets collided with financial restrictions. Despite its theoretical wealth, Newcastle had to face severe constraints that directly affected Eddie Howe's options. The need to sell important players to balance the books and the inability to advance in strategic negotiations left the club stuck under a financial ceiling that seemed incompatible with its new reality. That created pressure and questions among supporters who believed the PIF could do much more if allowed to invest freely. But the real turning point lies in the votes scheduled for this week, where Premier League clubs will discuss new parameters for the system. As Adam Williams revealed to Geordie Bootboys, the proposal on the table is to replace or complement the current PSR with a new model called anchoring. This system would cap spending based on a multiple of the revenue distributed to the team finishing last in the league. A change of this magnitude could reshape the entire financial balance of English football. According to Williams, the current limit would be calculated at around £550 million, representing far greater freedom for clubs with strong revenue potential, such as Newcastle. In such a scenario, the Magpies could operate with a limit more in line with their ambitions and available investment. There is also a squad cost ratio proposal, allowing a spending cap based on 85% of revenue plus the 3-year average profit from transfers. For Newcastle, this would change almost everything. Based on the 2023-24 reports, the club spent around £187 million on wages, with roughly £140 million allocated to the first team. Adding contract amortizations of £87 million, the total reached approximately £227 million. With a potential limit of nearly £294 million, there would be far more room for reinforcements, strategic negotiations, and key adjustments to the squad. This possibility reignited hope for real progress in the club's development. However, before celebrating, Williams issued an important warning. There are doubts about whether these new rules will be approved immediately. With potential legal challenges and political disputes within the Premier League, the adoption of the new system may face significant obstacles. Still, he believes it is only a matter of time before a more modern and flexible version of the PSR is implemented, especially as major clubs push for change. Newcastle, according to the expert, will vote for a more liberal version of the rules, which makes perfect sense in the club's current context. With strong resources and an ambitious project underway, relaxing PSR rules would be the key to unlocking investments that have so far been restricted. This includes high-profile signings, structural improvements, and solidifying the club among Europe's elite. If everything goes as expected, the impact could be immediate and profound. The behind-the-scenes activity puts supporters on high alert. After so many transfer windows limited by financial demands, the possibility of structural change brings a breath of hope. And if you're following all of this closely, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Here you'll find complete analysis and updates that help you understand what's really happening behind news that may look simple at first glance. Newcastle is not just another club trying to grow. It is a project capable of rising to an entirely new level. The PIF's global influence, combined with a long-term development plan, makes the club a central piece in the debate about the financial future of English football. And that's precisely why the PSR vote could be a defining moment, not only for the Magpies, but for the entire Premier League. Even key figures of the club, such as Amanda Staveley, have stated that PSR rules are, in theory, fair and help maintain competitiveness in the league. But many supporters strongly disagree. For those who follow Newcastle closely, the limitations have felt more like a break than protection. The hope now is that a modernized system brings balance without penalizing clubs that intend to grow within their realistic possibilities. As more details about the potential new system emerge, it becomes clear that Newcastle could be one of the biggest beneficiaries. The chance to unlock around £294 million in investment isn't just an impressive figure. It represents the opening of a door that has long been locked. It would be the perfect opportunity to strengthen key areas of the squad, boost competitiveness and put the club back on track for major European competitions. And even with some expert skepticism, the overall feeling is that change will come sooner or later. The current structure does not seem sustainable for clubs with high economic potential, and the pressure for modernization grows each season. This places Newcastle in a strategic position, ready to take full advantage of any relaxation that gets approved. If all goes well, the next chapters could be historic. The prospect of unlocking such high investment generates huge anticipation and, understandably so, after seasons of limitations and challenges, the chance to invest more freely reignites the enthusiasm of a club fully capable of competing among the very best. If you enjoy following every detail of this evolution, remember to subscribe to the channel. Here you'll always find the most relevant information explained clearly. The main source of this report is Geordie Bootboys, who spoke to financial expert Adam Williams. In addition to complimentary analysis from Kieran Maguire, these are reliable references that help explain the real impact of the PSR system and how it could change Newcastle United's immediate future. If the change comes, it could mark the beginning of a new era. If it doesn't happen now, it will only be a matter of time. What matters is that, for the first time in a long while, there is a real path to unlocking the financial potential Newcastle has always had but has never truly been allowed to use. And when that moment arrives, the club will be ready to take the leap supporters have awaited for years.